Guys, Adam is late. I'm sorry. My watch doesn't work like Jennifer Pedranti's on the Real Housewives of Orange County. I'm not even kidding. I just found it in a box. So, hi guys, welcome back. Happy Friday. I'm in such a good mood. I had my espresso. I got my little soda water over here. I'm ready to hit the running. We have so many things to talk about, from the Salt Lake City lawsuit with Lisa Barlow, another lawsuit. And we're going to get into that. But also the OC recap and Alexis Bellino threatening Shannon with these life-damaging videos. Not only that, Louie Ruelas, he launched that business, that social media platform, and one of the users is coming out completely attacking it from their experience using the platform. And we're going to get into a little bit of Dubai. So lots to talk about, lots to discuss. Now, before we do, go ahead, pop off in the live chat. Let us know where you're watching from. And don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed over here to Up and Adam channel 1 or 2, make sure you get subscribed. And let's welcome Ashley from Taste of Reality. That's our girl. Here we go. Hello.
Love the commentary from last night about being late. May we all remember that even a broken clock works twice a day.
I like that. You know what's funny is I just thought it, I was like, oh, Jason, this is cute. And then I put it on and I was like, Jason. And he's like, I am literally sleeping. What? And I was like, what? This bitch ain't working. It's not working. What do I do? He's like, you have a phone. And I was like, oh, duh. I have a phone. I should have known.
Phones. Yeah, who would have thunk?
Who would have thunk?
I had a sleeping husband behind me too. I just had to get him out of here. We're just returning from LA and we fell asleep on the couch watching something last night. Very thing
for Jason and I, you know, I work in the day like hard. I'm such a morning person and I like hit the ground running, and he very much so values his sleep. But then at night he up like, and I'm like, good night. I'm watching Netflix. I'm watching 60 Days In on Hulu, and I am going to.
Yes.
My shit. Yes. All right.
Man, we had a party. Don't tease me with a good time.
Okay, so I wanted to know where do you want to start? Where should we start with OC?
Let's start with OC while it's fresh in the brain. We've got Jennifer Pedranti's Rolex on the mind, so why not start there?
Did you see her little comment about that, by the way?
I saw her post immediately after the show. See, I like it. I like when a housewife responds to that. There's no blogger involvement. It wasn't anything leaked before the show. This is the light shade that I love in Housewives, though it did feel dirty the way that Emily was shaming her. It just didn't feel like it was from a fun, shady place. It felt like it was from a mean place. But I like the clap back. I'm here for it. Yes, embody, yaddy, yaddy, girl.
Yeah, well, and then, of course, the clap back with a little bit of body. Listen, we'll give it to you. She said, Rolex 101. Rolex watches run on perpetual motion. I own 2. My man, she added rhyme, gifted me both of them. Girl, if he is getting attacked right now for millions, you better shut up about those gifts. I'm not selling either of them. You might not be selling them because just like Taylor Armstrong, they might come take it off of your hand. Woo! They are not. This is the espresso, Ashley. It's the espresso. They are not broken. A Rolex has to be wound when it has not been worn. Much love from your dumb, stupid, no integrity, broke Malibu Barbie, ding dong land OC housewife. XO.
I love the superlatives at the end. I mean, the best of the best. I love the energy. I'm here for it.
I actually agreed, and this kills me to say this because I know that Shane, Emily's husband, watches the YouTube channel. I've talked to him at both BravoCons. The guy is such an amazing guy, and I really, really love Emily Simpson. But I did kind of see what Gina was saying last night about Emily being slightly more aggressive. You know, she said, I've always been aggressive. Well, then, okay, I look at it in 2 different ways. Either you're lying, you haven't always been this aggressive, but you know that it works for the show and maybe it can keep you around. And you see it works for Tamara, so we're going to jump on that bandwagon. Or before, when you weren't as aggressive, maybe you were just kind of putting on a different persona for the show. and not really showing who you truly were as this aggressive Emily, because that's not the person you wanted to portray. So it's either one of the two things, but I see what Gina's saying.
I'm 100% with Gina on this. I see the difference. I have to say, I'm going to give credit to Dave Quinn, the writer, of course, of the Not All Diamonds and Rosé book.
Yeah.
I relate to that party. I read it, I think last year, maybe 2 years ago, but it's been out for years. And if you're a Housewives fan, you really should read it. He put something into perspective for me that I just can't let go of. He said, I think it was Tamra's second season that that's when the he said, she said, they said era of Housewives began. It used to be a lot more. The early Housewives were about the individual women's stories, their families. They would interact sometimes as like 1 and 1 or 1 and 2, but not a lot as a whole group. It turned into a big game of telephone.
Yeah.
With Tamra Judge, and that's something, it again brings ratings. It seeped into the other housewife franchises. That's not my favorite dynamic on these shows, so that's something I could personally live without. But I think that Emily has found herself in this mix because Tamra has managed to get herself on the Traitors. She has done very well on the podcast platform. I mean, she keeps on getting these new shows within her own network. But still, I mean, she's obviously getting the ratings if she's committing the time to it. So what she's doing is making sense.
It works for her.
It works for her. And we've seen Emily evolve from like the party planning lawyer to not doing so much of that anymore. And it just kind of seems like this is where she's going. I think this is a new era of Emily. And as of right now, I'm not loving it.
You know, and that could change, to be fair. And also, I do want to add here, Tamra Judge makes a phenomenal housewife. She is compelling TV. Like watching her, you're like, you don't know what she's going to do next. She gets in her fit. That's my opinion. Like falling into bushes, ripping people's heads off. Like the woman is unpredictable as hell, but that's why we love watching her. And she doesn't hold back. Like, you know, with the, is that before or after you have a drink? It's like, that's an asshole thing to say.
Terrible.
But she says it knowing this is going to make great TV. At the end of the day, she was contracted to do a job and she is doing the job. It doesn't always work for everybody though. You know, you can't always be the villain and the victim or the good guy and the bad guy. She's always come in as sort of like Tamra, and respectfully, and I love you, Tamra, as sort of like an asshole sometimes to when people react to her a certain way. You are going to get Tamra. You're going to get
Tammy Sue.
Yeah, Tammy Sue. Whereas like some people, when they try to switch into that, and I always like to, because I feel like they're yin and yang, I always like to compare Tamra and Teddy. And people are like, leave Teddy alone. I'm not even attacking her in this. I'm saying on the show, she was sweet, innocent Teddy, right? But then now when you see on the podcast and you see her trying to land these little like kind of aggressive zingers or passive aggressive talking about somebody, or even when she was invited on Watch What Happens Live to squash that beef with Vicky and she made the cancer joke, it didn't land, or Watch What Happens. You know what I'm saying? Like when she goes out and she tries to land those same things and sort of emulate that same behavior that Tamra has, it doesn't fit well with her. It doesn't suit her the same. It's like if me and you tried to put on the same dress, we're not going to look the same in the same dress.
No, we were playing with our boobs before the show started and we fill out the dress differently. We were showing the reality of it all. Instagram versus reality, as I like hide in my computer. I couldn't agree with you more though, about your point. So yeah, I hear you on that one.
Yeah. And then also
the petty of it all. She tries, when you said tried twice, when she tries to land these things, and tried, my friend, is the operative word because it flops.
Right. Well, and that's it. Like Lisa Vanderpump always lands the plane. You know what I mean? Like Bethany Frankel lands the plane. Nene Leakes, holy shit, is landing that plane. And it's the most graceful landing. Some people got it. That's when I think I talked to you about it, Candace Diller Bassett. She's going to land that plane. But then some people,
stars.
It's just not the same. And that's okay. Everybody's different. Also, with some of the housewives too, Ashley, I don't know if you've noticed this, but Actually, yeah, we talked about it because like a Teresa, sometimes they take a little bit longer to process. They need to go home, digest it, stew on it. And some people are like vipers where it's like quick, fast, you know?
I'm a fan of a viper. I'm a bigger fan of an anaconda, though. Sorry,
Okay, we
that
see
was
what
so
you did
bad.
there.
I'm so bad. Read that. Oh no, it's
This
live.
is an example of not landing the plane, you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
Here we are. Not the anaconda J-Lo joke about what is it, snakes on a plane? Oh my God, don't get me started. Here I go associating again.
Oh, we got to leave J-Lo alone and her how many divorces? Man, I feel like she might be one of my parents. So now going over, since we're talking about OC, to the Heather Dubrow and Gina Kirschenheiter argument of it all. Heather Dubrow really feels like Gina Kirschenheiter could have put out a flame. And the way that Katie Janela is explaining it to Tamara and the other girls is that she feels like Gina kind of pushed her and encouraged her to bring out this whole thing about the paparazzi. Now, I will say this. I did agree with Gina when she said calling CPS and being accused of calling the paparazzi, those are two totally different things.
Yes,
and it doesn't take a moron. What? A moron could figure that out.
Yes.
But for Heather Dubrow, she's like, no, girl, you set me up. You claim that you're my friend. You had this woman who thought she had this information, this big smoking gun. You didn't tell me. You didn't deter her from it. You didn't do anything. You knew it was coming. And as a friend, and you just met this woman through Sutton, you didn't say shit. So what kind of friend are you really? And I was like, oh, man. Okay.
Much like Karen Huger, I feel like I'm going to ride the fence on that one. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to ride the fence here. I both understand Gina and I both understand Heather. Like, I feel Heather is making way bigger of a deal than this, that it needs to be made of. Like, the reason we're still talking about it is because she's still talking about it. But I do understand Heather's perspective that, like, hey, it's false information. You know, it's not true. Why didn't you say something? But do we really believe that? Like, I don't think Heather called the paparazzi, but of course somebody in her camp did. Her husband's camp. He loves being in the paparazzi. He admitted it.
But also the photo.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was like the prom photo. Like, I feel like I should be like holding you.
If that, listen, Heather Dubrow, sometimes it's actually you're more lovable when you just say, yeah, we did it. We did it. Doesn't matter. Just when you own that. I have a friend here in Charleston who's on a TV show. And this friend has this like group club thing. And her best friend, she met at this club, and her best friend walked up to her and said, I'm not going to lie. I've seen you on the show. You bought one of my friend's houses and blah, blah, blah. And they became best friends. And when I talked to this person, they said, you know, being honest about it, it was like, okay, we're not faking. We're like, it's just up front. And if you're following me on this, whereas like there now are other people at this club and they walk up and they're like, oh my God, you're on a TV show. I didn't even know. I don't watch TV, but like, good for you. My name's, and they know, they're like, okay, you're playing stupid. Like, I don't even have time for this shit. You know exactly who I am.
Exactly. You know? And not watching TV is not a flex. Sorry.
Who was it that said that? Khloe Kardashian?
I don't know, but here I am agreeing with Khloe Kardashian.
Yeah, there you go.
It's true. You're not interesting because you don't watch TV. Like, that just doesn't add up.
Yeah. But going back to, I just think that it would almost make you more lovable if you just said, look, yeah, I did it because I was trying to let everybody know that we're okay, and what better way than to get that out there. Sure, I did it. I called the paparazzi. Let's move on. My life is still amazing. I sold my house for $55 million and I'm on top of the world. What else do you got, girl? In that chamber and your little loaded pistol over there, what else do you got?
Exactly. Well, I have to tell you, I learned something. I am a very inquisitive girl, and I went on the TMZ tour. My business partner, Imani, and I decided, you know what? Let's go ahead. We're going to sit on a bus. It's air conditioned. It's going to drive us around and tell us the popular LA spots. While that was amazing, I did ask some very specific paparazzi questions based on what I do, writing the articles, seeing the videos. This is what I got. When we see them at LAX, those are typically because there are people from TMZ stationed at LAX all the time in the baggage claim waiting for people. So when Countess walks by, when it's J-Lo, when it's this person, when it's that person, those are legit like, hi, I'm stopping you. I just saw you. There are people from TMZ who are like stationed streets. Like their hours for the day are literally just driving up and down these streets looking for people, famous people walking up and down the avenue. So can they literally just run into one of these people? Absolutely. The places they're stationed are places like the Beverly Center, Melrose. Those are the areas that you would think. Also at like restaurants, for instance, Nobu. There's
Craig.
there's a Catch. There's gonna maybe Catch back in the old days, but like
No,
there's always
Craig's.
Craig's.
Yeah.
Craig's.
Yeah,
Am
you
I
don't know.
missing out on something?
Oh my God, it's right. It's like right across from Catch. It's like the one where they have like a paparazzi little, it's been there for years where it's
Oh,
a paparazzi exit, and it's like that where you take photos as they're exiting. If they take a photo, it shines against the lens, so it ruins their photo.
okay. That's maybe why I didn't know it was Craig's, but I know exactly what you're talking about. So like those are legit paparazzi photos. Could, for instance, when Rachel, the first time Rachel, Raquel, Rocky, Boom Boom, Levis was seen after her facility, she was
Not
at
at
a
the
nail
hotel.
salon, a nail
Oh,
salon, like at a
okay.
random nail salon. She wasn't in like a hotel. She was just at like a random street mall, like random run-of-the-mill nail salon, and that's where the paparazzi allegedly saw her. I still stand by the fact I don't buy that 1%. Jax Taylor just being out and about through town with his Jax hat on, and that very well endowed big personality, Paige Woolen. I totally believe those are called paparazzis. But like when Jax is seen at the airport, like I feel like that was confirmed for me. That is legit paparazzi. Hey, that's the guy from Bravo.
Yeah. Well, and then also to be fair too, and I know this for a fact because I used to work for kind of like a gossip thing, whatever. I was an intern, but I know that people used to back in the day to like civilians who maybe sometimes wanted the credit or they wanted to be the one because they got a photo, they would send in photos too. And now if you have an iPhone, you guys, or any other phone that's current over like the last like 3-4 years, your cameras are phenomenal on these things and you can get a great photo of somebody, send it into TMZ, send it in a DM. People do that too, but all things can be true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and going back to Jax, like the first time he was seen out with a mystery blonde, it was before he called the paparazzi on himself because it looked like somebody was just at the bar and recognized him. It looked like the photo had been taken with a potato. It wasn't a high quality phone. It was not good. It was not a good picture. And just conveniently the next day, there was a high quality photo of him out there with confirmation of who it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I'm putting it down. You're smelling what I'm stepping in. I hate that expression, but that's where I went with it. I'm really not nailing the expressions today. I'm gonna.
You and
Yeah.
I could be really good friends in a life outside of these cameras.
I would
I
hope
see
so.
it.
I think you're a baddie.
Yeah, I think I could just see it. My God, we're gonna have a great time at BravoCon next year.
I can't
Okay. So moving on to the next thing. Alexis freaking Bellino.
wait. Ugh.
Guys, do you want
Ugh.
to start on your opinion first or do you want me to start? It's up to you.
That's my opinion.
I feel like I'm talking a lot just like her.
Oh my God, that was the most cringe thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I am so embarrassed for her. If she doesn't see how manic, obsessive, childish, I mean, it is so immature. I am so embarrassed for her. If she is not embarrassed watching this back, I really, really, really do not think we're built of the same like fabric, because that's just not normal. Did somebody just give me a thumbs down?
No, it just like that. So I don't know what it is.
Like,
StreamYard
sorry,
does,
Alexis. Sorry, Jesus Jugs.
no, that StreamYard does
Oh,
this
okay.
thing where it like, now I didn't even do a thumbs down, but if you make like certain motions, and I don't even know what the motions are, it gives you little pop-up things. But
Oh, that's funny.
did Gina Marie, the spiritual medium from the Real Housewives in New Jersey, says that my father-in-law, his spirit lives in our home. So maybe he just gave you a thumbs down. Maybe he didn't. Oh, also my grandfather. You might have got a thumbs down from one of them. But
They
guys,
love
hold on.
Jesus Jugs. Calm down, gentlemen. We all are allowed an opinion.
But they also might like Jesus Jugs because, listen, you know? But for Alexis Bellino, I'm watching, and Shannon Bedore, I'm not a huge Shannon Bedore fan. My interactions. What was that?
She might be a popular one in the OC, but I have no words for that one. Everything about this appearance is just thirsty, and we will talk how ugly it is with Shannon. But yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I'm not really a huge fan of Shannon Bedore. I'm just not. And I haven't been ever since I met her. You know, like I was at Kelly Dodd's house, and we were supposed to go over and see Shannon because Jason and I were renovating our house. And I showed her our inspo photos. She said, listen, and I was only at Kelly's house because I was interviewing Rick and Kelly, by the way. It's not like I'm not just like hanging out at Kelly and Rick's house all the time. But she was going to take us over to Shannon's house to go look at the kitchen because it matched my inspo photos that I was showing her. Well, we didn't end up making it that day. When I met Shannon at BravoCon, I told her like, hey, I was supposed to go to your house, blah, blah, blah. And she looked at me like I was trying to kidnap her.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, no, I'm just like this happy little gay dude, just like chilling. I'm not trying to kidnap you or anything like that. Just like love Bravo. Like I'm not like I'm a fan of Bravo, but I'm not like this like doesn't matter, girl. I'm not trying to kidnap your ass. So anyways, moving on. Just not great reactions. Then I saw her at the second BravoCon, and it was like a month and a half after she got that DUI, and her booth was right next to Caroline Stanberry's booth. My husband was running Caroline Stanberry's booth. So she was getting it ready, and she walked past, and as she walked past, she was like, and she looked in her eyes when she connected her eyes with me, and Jason and I both saw it. She goes, and I was like, and Jason said, oh, fuck. She knows. Because that was a popular hot topic. I covered the shit out of the DUI. When the photos came out, we were waiting for the mugshot. The mugshot was protected. You know, like we covered it all. And not great interactions. So moving forward, I'm watching the show. That doesn't, because I didn't have the best interaction with her, doesn't mean that I can't see what we're all looking at. Alexis Bellino would not be on the show if it wasn't for Shannon Bedore being on the show, one. And also, two, Alexis Bellino playing this like soft little Barbie, like, I just want to be friends with her. Ugh. I will ruin her life with a video. And trust me, Johnny J, who likes to have sex with me and bone me 4 times a day. We have video evidence. It's like, now you fully lost me, girl. I think you're the most annoying. You literally go into the graveyard of Housewives. You are fired.
You know who she reminds me of? And your impression just triggered it for me. If Angelica from Rugrats grew up, that would be Alexis Bellino. I just feel like she's like mean spirit and like I'm feeling that not good of energy. And I have to tell you, I also went to BravoCon. That was in early November of 2023. Later that month, I drove down to Phoenix for a few days, and I went to one of the Trace Amigas shows. I splurged and I bought the super VIP thing. So in addition to like getting like front row seats, I was able to stay after the show for a meet and greet. But then beforehand, there was like a whole like hour-long meet and greet with like a very small group of people who paid way too much money for this. And Shannon did not drink. She, in fact, later, that was like a fan event. So obviously she was going to be on her best behavior. After the show, the like venue was connected to like a little restaurant. So I went with some other Bravo fans that I met, and we sat down, we had, some late night snacks, and who do they seat at the booth right next to us? Shannon, her boyfriend. No, hold on. Who was it? Her friend, not her boyfriend. She didn't have a boyfriend at the time. Shannon doesn't have a boyfriend as far as I know. I don't know why I just said that. Shannon and like a gentleman friend.
A gentleman friend.
Yeah, I think
A
it was
boy
even
who's a friend, guys.
it's the guy. Like I think it's even I don't know who it was, but Vicky and her boyfriend were there. I think that's what I was trying to say. Tamara was there, some other friends were there, and I was peeping the whole time, just seeing what everybody was drinking, what everybody who looks like they're on Ozempic was eating, because everybody did have a few bites of food, but nobody got anywhere to clearing their plate. But Shannon did, in fact, drink water the whole night. So for whatever that's worth, I mean, she has admitted to drinking, but like, I don't know, the whole thing with Alexis now in this video that she's threatening, which is probably rock bottom. Well, I don't know. Has Shannon hit rock bottom if she's still drinking?
See, I don't know. You know what? It's the same thing that I agree with Gina on speaking on somebody's sobriety. I think it's a slippery slope.
Yeah. And
I
sober
think
doesn't work for everybody. And like, what is sober with California sober? I mean, like you wouldn't go and like, if you were like a cocaine addict, you wouldn't say, oh, but I can just go do like 1 or 2 bumps and I'm good. I'm not an addict. But like, it's different with drinking. Like,
yeah,
it's different.
Yeah, and that's the reason I'm gonna leave Shannon alone on that one.
Mhm.
But like even watching the episode, I was almost wondering at the time if, because I have a friend who's in a really, God, I gotta be so careful because I get shit for this every time, because they'll message me and be like, thanks for using me as an example. And I'm like,
Well,
I didn't say anybody's name.
it's hypothetical.
I have a friend that's in a really interesting relationship where when they argue, they record each other. Like if one comes home drunk or whatever, they record each other, then they hold it against each other the next day. And it's almost like they're building like an archive against each other. And I told my friend, I'm like, that's probably not the best thing, especially because you guys both have these big jobs. And with this, I don't like, so what I'm guessing happened was when Shannon saw Alexis at the Quiet Woman, I think she got extremely triggered. I think that it triggered her. The lawsuit triggered her. I think that she was obviously drinking a little bit too much, a lot too much. And those emotions came flying out as they do when you are inebriated. And then I think that she went and she's like, are you kidding, John? You don't know? Like, are you like, you know this and all of it. And I think that he probably was not having it in that moment. Maybe he was having a bad day, not a good day, whatever. And I think that maybe she was trying to get his attention. She was screaming, she was flailing around, acting out. And I think that he probably went like this and recorded it. And those are it's one of those things that like, if you care about somebody, love somebody, you want to be there for somebody, you don't do that to them. You deal with that situation in the moment. There is no reason for you to have this blackmail on your phone and this video evidence, because what your excuse is you want to show them the next day to show them how crazy they were acting. It's like, no, there's no you should not have it on your phone. So the fact that Johnny J, if that's what we want to call him, potentially recorded this video of Shannon and now has shared it along with the bank statements with Alexis Bellino, that in itself is enough for me to form an opinion on you. I don't care if you look more fit. I don't care if your muscles are popping. I don't care if your face got a little bit thinner. You look like you're happy. I don't give a shit, because it's more so what's on the inside for me. And looking at that, you look like a snake and not an anaconda like you like. Not an anaconda, a bite.
Ew. And I never want to hear them talk about Johnny J's
anaconda
again. That and yeah. Alexis, Jesus Jugs holding up her F me heels, saying, this is all I'm going to be wearing later. Like, gag me. I am not here for any of that. I just feel like she's so dirty, and Tamara just so like Alexis and Tamara, this is the thing. And I don't want to, Shannon's relationship with alcohol is truly Shannon's business.
Right.
Period. If these are just hypotheticals, just putting this out, if she does have a drinking problem and this is how they treat her, a person who has a disease, that is, it says a lot about your character.
It's
You're
horrific.
horrific. Or if she doesn't, and this is the narrative that they want to put out, like shaming not only her, but anybody else who might suffer with this disease, like that's really disgusting too. There's no good edit, there's no good way to interpret the Tamra and Alexis, but most of all, John, because he's the one sharing the proof, receipts, screenshots, and timelines.
He's planting all of the information within Alexis in order to take that to Shannon 1,000,000%. And again, Tamara, I love you, girl, but even Tamara falling into the bushes, if there would have been a police officer walking past, who gives a shit if there's cameras? It does not matter. You can easily get popped for public intoxication. You could have got a mugshot. Those things can happen. I know somebody here in Charleston the other day who got a DUI on a golf cart. Like, it can happen.
Yeah.
Things can happen. They literally went 3 blocks down. They went over a hump. They went too fast. They bumped over the hump. And then all of a sudden there was a police officer. They caught him, made him pull over. The girl got a DUI. So it happens. It can happen to, it shouldn't happen. You shouldn't put yourself in the position, but to say that we haven't seen people, it's like the pot calling the kettle black, right? Like to say that we haven't seen the same people who are completely ripping her apart, Shannon,
Right.
in situations where they could have also gotten in trouble, like running down, you guys are never going to see me again. And like if hotel security grabbed you, like things can happen. It's unfortunate, but it is the truth.
Well, just a couple weeks ago, I forget whose house it was, but Emily literally dropped trow and peed in somebody's yard. If that was my yard and my friend, acquaintance, castmate literally peed in my yard, we'd have a problem.
Well, and not only that, just to piggyback off of what you're saying, like that, if there was a police officer driving past and
That's
you
a
were
decent exposure.
it's indecent, you can get in trouble. Like all of these things can get you in trouble. Like all of them, you know,
None
like
of them are innocents here.
none of them are innocent. Did any of them drive their car into a house that we know of? No. But going back to Alexis, I look at her and I'm like, I find you to be completely thirsty. I find her to be incredibly annoying. I think that she talks way too much. I think she came in with Johnny J's agenda, not an agenda to get to know the rest of the women, but only to sell how amazing her relationship with Johnny J is in order to hurt Shannon on behalf of Johnny J. I think she came in with that agenda. And unfortunately, she really, in my opinion, effed up the one opportunity that she had, because if she was smart at all, she would have come in, she would have had the conflict with Shannon, but then she would have looked at Shannon and been like, you know what? Listen, I wasn't in your guys' relationship. I don't know what exactly is going on. I've heard his side. I know you have another side. I don't want to be a part of this. But what I do want to say is I can see that obviously when you crashed your car, you were going through a moment of struggle. And I know that you're dealing with the court stuff. And I wish you the best as a woman of God, because that is what she is. And I would love to eventually get to know you. Like something like that. Do something. You know what I mean?
Instead, she spent the entire car ride, multiple hour car ride, fangirling for her stupid boyfriend, her promised ring boyfriend. And it's
not a promised ring.
Come on. All of it is just ridiculous. Too much, Jesus jugs.
Too much. Okay. And also, Tamara, by the way, when I saw that your house was leaking, I was like, girl, I feel you. Nobody who's doing renovations on their shit wants to walk in and be like, oh my God, look, I set this up. There was pajamas. There was girls' weekend bags. And then all of a sudden she's like, what the fuck is this? What is this? Like
I love a
another
relatable
thing.
housewife. Yeah. You have the house. Oh, and can we just say about the hotel, the episode? I grew up in a very blue collar, middle class home. And when I saw the episode description and it said La Quinta, I think of La Quinta, the It's similar to like a Motel 6. Of course, when we're dealing with the Real Housewives of Orange County, we're dealing with La Quinta, and that is not the same as La Quinta.
Well, and also what's funny about that is that like even watching the episode where they're dropping the shit all over the place, they're just completely disrespecting I'm looking at Gina and I'm like, you already got a bad rep because you got this woman inside of a house. Now she's getting evicted. And now you're inviting your friends to this $8 million mansion and they're just destroying shit. And then they're saying that there's mold in the house while somebody could potentially be buying the house. Like, Gina, it seems like you got to keep your cast away from your business. Like, no business with pleasure. We got to stop.
Can we take a moment to talk about what the heck is happening with Gina's glam this year? She had a glow up, and then like I feel like, did she piss off the gays and the girls in the makeup and hair and makeup? Like, she's pissed somebody off. Somebody doesn't like her, or she's letting one of her kids do her styling because she looks disheveled.
Can I say really quick? I'm pulling up a photo. This is who, and if you saw her confessional, you guys, last night, and I'm not being an asshole, I promise you guys. And if you think I am, then maybe just a little bit, and then I apologize. But I'm a work in progress.
We are channeling our inner Joan Rivers. We are Joan Rangers through and through. At least, did you grow up with Joan Rivers? I know you're a lot younger than me.
My husband used to have to go to her room at the Carlisle with her, and I forgot, it was Elaine Stritch. Her and Elaine Stritch, and they would sit there and they would watch TV together, and they weren't allowed to be drinking up there because she had somebody watching them, and he used to have to go fill like Fanta bottles or something, or Sprite bottles with vodka, and go bring them to them while they were watching the show. Yes, of course I know Joan Rivers.
Oh my God, she's such an icon. And every time, like, we're not judging the people. Oh my God, we're judging the style. We were judging Gina's style, not who she is as a person.
Right. Yes. And listen, guys, by the way, I literally walk out in pajamas and I get ripped a new a-hole because Jason's like, what are you doing? You look like you just crawled out of a trash can. And with all love, he's not being mean to me. He's like, your shirt has holes in it. Your like pants are like riding up your ass. So you can see like you're all legs. What are you doing? You're wearing like booty shorts going to Publix. And I'm like, am I? That's so crazy.
But
yeah, but this is what her confessional hair reminded me of.
It was not good. Like the bumpets, it was giving early Snooki, Jersey Shore. I know
you should never have approved that.
It was not okay. The dress did not look good on camera. It might have been fun at a party. It gave major like Starlight Express for the theater nerds. It was not cute. And she had gotten it right. The thing was, she got it right. And here we are again. How did we go backwards with you, Gina?
Gina, we love you. And you're stepping it up. Like I thought honestly, Gina and Emily, I got to give it to both of them. I thought they were weak links in the first two seasons for them. They band together. They were Giselle and Robin. Like they were like this. And I thought that they weren't compelling TV. It wasn't as entertaining. Now watching them get into the rift and like call things out, and they've like mastered the art of conflict and resolution. Mm-hmm. Or Emily, just conflict. Like, and I don't love all of it. I don't like the way that she talked to Jim Pedranti. I don't, but I'm talking about it because it's a TV show. So I got to give it to her.
Right. I'm not mad at the fact that they're making a TV show. And I don't think either one of them are like evil people that I feel like gross watching. It's getting kind of gross with Alexis, whereas it felt harmless the first few weeks. Like it's getting to that like ick feeling. I don't want to get there.
Think about Johnny J's pee-pee.
Stop it. Stop it. I'm going to throw up in my giant cup. Like,
well, you got a lot of room in that cup, girl.
I know. I have a coffee addiction. Like, it's my thing. Like, what did we do before iced coffee? And I'm in the desert. Like, it doesn't matter what time of year it is. My coffee is on ice and people feel it's blasphemous, but it's just what it is.
Guys, in the comment section, remind me to Google blasphemous after this. I love Casey said, I love your show. Adam and Ashley are great. And did I miss the hot, messy Louie topic? All right, guys, we're
No.
40 minutes in. I think it's appropriate.
Okay, if I cut out again, it's Louie. Last time I started talking trash about Louie, I zipped right on out. I went back and looked in the comments, and you guys absolutely killed me with the Louie conspiracy. And maybe you're right. Today we will test it out. If I cut out again, it's Louie.
You know,
allegedly.
I had a housewife who is a good friend, and I'm honestly like I talk to a lot of the housewives, and I don't know, some people can say it's a career flaw in the way that I decided to do my YouTube channel and the way that I decided to move forward. I noticed that instead of interviewing these people from an unbiased standpoint, I started becoming friends with everybody, and I started seeing people out and doing things with people and going on trips with people. And what I kind of got from that was it made me want to take a step back from having certain conversations to grill them, because I was looking at them from a different standpoint, not as just a viewer. And, that maybe, I don't know, affected me in a different way than it would affect other people doing this. I'm going on a rampage right now, but I had one of my friends who's a housewife reach out to me, and they said, Adam, like, I just want to say, I've seen your videos of Louie, and I'm just telling you, like, be mindful, be careful. And I'm like, okay. They said, just not saying that he's a bad guy, not saying anything. They didn't give me any context to anything. They just said, be mindful. And I was like, okay. And I can pick up what you're putting down. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take a whole lot to figure it out. But with Louie Ruelas, Andy Cohen spoke out, which we talked about, where he was not very happy and fond of the statement that Louie made about Margaret's son suffering. From that point, recently, which I have a video coming out for you guys later, there was a man who went on TikTok, and he was a new content creator who decided to go on the Vinny Via platform, which is Louie and his partner's new platform. If you guys don't remember this, they did a huge launch party, and then the event planner ended up coming out saying that they were never paid for it. Ashley and I are not looking at the receipts. We don't have an Alexis Bellino bringing the bank statements to us. We don't see this. We don't know if they got paid or didn't get paid. So that's neither here nor there. That was the first like kind of diss or mark against them. And then this guy came out and said, I was so excited to create content. I started creating content. I found it to not be as user-friendly for me, that person. And they said that they're not getting paid what they're supposed to be getting paid. So they're slamming the business. So that's coming out at the same time that Frank Catania decided to do a podcast. The last time Frank Catania did a podcast before the start of any new season or casting before a season, anything like that, he ended up letting the fans know that Jackie Goldschneider was absolutely demoted to a friend. He came out, he said it, it came to fruition, we got it. I just feel like I gave you guys like a new version of the Ariana Grande lyrics. I want it. I got it. Then from that point, he just said that Bravo asked Teresa Giudice to respectfully take a step back. Take a step back. We don't want to fire you. Take a step back. I want to hear what your thoughts are on that.
Honestly, I am floored that Bravo would ask her to take a step back. That tells me they actually listen to the viewers, which makes me feel good considering she is a ratings monster. Like her or not, she gets the numbers. And I don't ever want to see somebody not get opportunities in the future. This is not a forever thing, but I think she needs a break. I think she needs to touch grass and rejoin reality, because whatever love bubble she's in is not functioning with the rest of us here on Earth.
Yeah.
Speaking, is it Vinivia? What's the word? The company?
Vinivia. It's either Vinivia or Vinivia.
Okay, I'm going to call it Vinivinia, and I don't care that it's wrong. I'm just going with it. It's too
Okay.
confusing. It's too many letters, too many I's. When I was on the TMZ tour, we drove by, I think it was on Sunset, like on a very busy, prominent, higher end section of the street. And the Vinivinia, blah, 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 Vitamina Vegemin. Oh my God. I Love Lucy reference for the others who grew up watching I Love Lucy. But they have a huge Vitamina Vegemin on Sunset. A billboard on Sunset costs $150,000 a month. There is a gigantic, humongous storefront. So this company has to be making money just to have this property on this busy ass street in Los Angeles. Why are you not paying people? I don't understand. How
Allegedly.
can you have this? Allegedly. How do you have this and not pay people? Like, is this why rich people are rich? Because they don't pay people? Is this why I'll never have multiple zeros in my bank account? Because my life is paid up? Like, I'm not living in debt or, just ripping people off? Like, am I doing it wrong or am I doing it right?
Well, shit. Okay. That was a little mind F for us.
Sorry, I got a little philosophical there.
You know what? And this is off topic. You should come if you have a free weekend at some point. We should just do a live thing for people here in Charleston. You can come stay at my house and just come chill. We can get it sponsored, and we should do, because this would be so fun to do on stage. And I've like boycotted doing live shows for a long time. I feel like we would have so much fun doing it.
I'm not mad at this at all. And your people can call my people, and my people is me, because I don't have people. It's me.
I don't have people. I have a husband, 3 dogs, 2 naked pussies, and a mother-in-law. And
oh my gosh. I have a father-in-law, 3 dogs, and 2 turtles. Like, why are we kindred spirits?
Wow. Okay, guys. All right. So we're going to move on from this, but I guess not yet, because in my mind, I was wanting to, I guess, more so pick your brain. If Frank Catania was right the first time with the Jackie Goldschneider, could he be right this time? And I kind of looked at it from Rachel Fuda's standpoint when she said, look at our room versus look at Teresa, Jackie Goldschneider, Jennifer Aydin. It was a very toxic room. There was no accountability. There was a ton of deflection. And then the other room was like sort of love, love, love. I think that they could take the women in the other room on plus Dolores. So you have Danielle Cabral, Rachel Fuda, Margaret Josephs, Dolores Catania, Jen Fessler. And I think that you can add 2 badass, like they can find them, mob wives type personalities, but something new where it's not cut deep so far where it's like the family. Actually, add Kathy Wakili. Add her in.
Please. She's on the same street as Melissa now. Like, why not bring back Rosie?
I was about to say we would get Rosie back, bring back Kathy and Rich and Rosie. Yes. We'll have a different sort of, because they have the ability to do conflict resolution, and then bring back this woman who comes in almost like a Monica Garcia or like somebody who's just like, you like me or you don't. I don't care. I'm not trying to impress you. So we're either going to be friends or it's me versus you. Okay. And that's a great dynamic.
I agree with you on most of what you just said. You and I have different feelings on Jennifer Aydin. While I agree with you in the sense that, yes, she can play along. A few episodes, before the finale, when they had that like sleepover type thing, Teresa wasn't there. She and Danielle were able to get along. It was like a really, really fun way to end the episode. She, at the table at Rails, was able to say, hey, Teresa, let's listen to what Margaret has to say. So yes, I agree with you that Jennifer Aydin is more capable of playing the game in that way than Teresa is. I just don't care for Jennifer Aydin's style of shade. I don't like how she poor shames people. I don't like how she values materialistic things, and those grant her this fine life. Whereas I really understand the point that Danielle made about like having a husband that loves her and feeling so secure in that relationship and having kids that adore you. And it's just, I could definitely move on without the Jennifer Aiden.
You know what? I did a video and I heard that, by the way, Vicky Harnish, thank you. Almost nine. Well, now there's 903 in here, guys. Smash the like button, show some love. I heard Jennifer Aiden was fired. She's not going to be brought back, but I heard it was not because of her little aggressive, kind of below the belt, quick, you know? I heard it was because she was sharing the screeners, and she was sharing the screeners with bloggers, and then that was out. And you know, in your contract, obviously, it's not something to share. You're not supposed to be sharing it. It's against your contract.
Yes.
And if Bravo, that 1,000,000% is grounds for Bravo to fire you. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no, that's non-negotiable.
But the good thing is, guys, I feel like it's the Lil Wayne song. I got 10 bathrooms. I could all day. Like, she literally has her 16 bathrooms. She doesn't even know how many Ferraris she has. And the woman is good. We don't got to worry about her. She's not on Ozempic. She's on Mounjaro. She told us. She's good.
Love the honesty. Love the honesty. Thank you for telling us that you're on Mounjaro, Ozempic, whatever the other one is. Yeah, good for you. And thank you for being honest, because the rest of, I saw a tweet and it hit so hard because it's so true. It said, rich people have Ozempic, poor people have body positivity. That says something about our society. That sucks. Because like,
that makes me feel broke as shit.
I know. I was like, honestly, like that would do me so many favors. Like this would be amazing not to have. Like that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
What the other day, Jason rolled over and he was like, because like I said, he's not a morning person. He was like this, and he's like looking at me, and I was like, tell me I'm beautiful. And he's like, what the fuck? Get out of here. And I'm like, I look like a chicken. I'm like all cockeyed. My hair is like this, like crazy and whatnot. I'm just looking at him and I'm like, am I beautiful? And he's like, you are fucking psychotic. You are that. You are a lot of things. And yes, you're pretty. Get out of my face. And I was like, thanks.
Pretty first thing in the morning. What a gifted soul you are.
Yeah. All right.
I woke up like this.
As we move on, I wanted to get to the next thing. Oh, you know what? Actually, I wanted to talk to you about. Did you see where Katie Maloney was slamming the shit out of Raquel? Did you hear it?
I was catching up. I've been like out of it. I've been traveling, so I actually listened to your show like a psycho, preparing for this. So yes, I heard it because of your show. I heard the clip. Katie, as the kids say, ate and left no crumbs. Oh, Rachel, Raquel, Boom Boom, Rocky.
Whatever you are.
She got served so hard. Oh my God, Katie, I love her so much.
Should I see if I can bring it up for them?
Yeah, it's worth it. Oh my God, Katie is amazing. And it feels so good to have been Team Katie since day one. Like the fact that everybody's like, yeah, she's a badass. I'm like, yeah, where have you been? Again, I'm not a blind stan. I'm not saying she's perfect, but a lot of times she's right.
She's right. This is, guys, here we go.
Ding dong, because I didn't want to discuss her, but we're chatting about it before. Rachel did an interview with Us Weekly, or she's something. She's moving the goalpost once again, everybody. And I kind of have to chuckle at it because it's just like, I don't know what she's trying to accomplish. So that's my point. So the specific clip, she was like, I feel betrayed by my friends. And I know that sounds weird because I betrayed someone. We're like, yeah, if it sounds weird, maybe don't. Those are inside thoughts. But I was surrounded by these people I thought were my true friends, and no one reached out to me to hear my side. What was your side? There's so many things about it. But then she made it clear and wanted the narrative to be that all these people were acquaintances, that they weren't her friends. If anyone in that entire group, Sheena was definitely her truest friend.
If anyone was going to pick up the phone, it was going to be Sheena.
It was going to be Sheena, and you pressed charges on her. You lawsuit
You're
happy free.
suing everybody. Loser. You're suing Ariana because you fucked her boyfriend in her home while she was away at a funeral. You're suing her because she happened to see shit on his phone.
You need to get your fucking head checked, Rachel. Like, the shit that you put everyone through, the shit you pulled with me, the vile fucking shit you said to me, the way you made me feel when I looked in your fucking face and told you, and now you want to come say this, log off. Get off the fucking internet. Go just like open a Pilates studio. Find a nice man, anyone that'll fucking date you and have a nice simple life. No one wants to fucking talk to you with the shit that you're doing. You're insane.
Where's the lie? Here's me looking for a lie. No lie detected.
I mean, listen, for Rachel to think that her friends would give her the time of day in this moment, when I think Katie made a great point, when you are being so sue happy, you are suing everybody. You're going after everybody. You went after your best friend who gave you an apartment where you had to pay what, the electric bill and maybe get toilet paper, which she didn't even do that. You had sex in her bed. You were supposed to watch her cat like randomly every once in a while. Not a big deal, but you sued her. You put her through that like stress while she had her young daughter, Summer Moon. And then you also then redirected the lawsuit at Tom Sandoval, which made total sense to everybody.
Mhm.
But then you added Ariana Madix into the lawsuit, which made no sense to anybody. And then you made specific demands after going on Bethany Frankel's podcast saying that I would never compromise my integrity again and go on a reality show because now, after going through treatment, I understand my self-worth. But if they would have paid me more, then I'd definitely take my ass on that reality show and I'd be filming all day. Mm-hmm.
I concur. Like, I feel like you really just said it all. I mean, mic drop moment. You said it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like, what else can you say? You know? It's kind of just it. That's it.
Yeah.
Aye. All right. Well, with that, you guys, the one last thing that I want to talk about is I'm going to have a heart-to-heart with you guys, the Addams family, 900 people in the room. Salt Lake City is going to be an interesting season for us, for the Addams family. There's going to be a lot that comes out, and I promise you that there's a lot stored right here. So we're going to be watching it together. We're going to be covering things. We're going to have a very special guest cover it with us, and I'm going to be sharing all of that with you. And the trailer is set to come out any day now. I saw where a lot of the Bravo fans thought that maybe that the trailer was not out yet because Hulu decided to announce their new Salt Lake City sort of Housewives kind of trailer where it was all of the TikTok moms, the moms of TikTok. I get it. I think maybe they're going to be making the announcement at Miami when they do their Bravo live, whatever the case is. I'm not sure, but it's coming any day now. Now, with that, Lisa Barlow has been named in another lawsuit where a guy is claiming that she owes him over $400,000. Well, RadarOnline.com came out with this. This is the third lawsuit, I believe, Lisa Barlow. So hold on. I believe this is the third lawsuit against her and her tequila brand. But then it came out on Radar Online where Lisa Barlow told TMZ her lawyers have notified her that this lawsuit was dismissed. So now the lawsuit no longer exists. So people who are worried about Lisa being sued, it's been dismissed. What do you think about 3 lawsuits?
I think anybody can file a lawsuit and it doesn't have to go anywhere. But also, so like it could be a giant nothing.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Yeah, it could be nothing. But at the same time, why would somebody go through all that trouble for nothing?
No, I said that too. You know, I was talking to a friend about this and I said, the thing is it would be really stupid to just sue somebody just to sue them because now they can come out after you for their legal fees. They can sue you for defamation, whether it's for them or their business. It's really hard to get defamation of character when you're a public figure, but it is possible. Go back to the Tasha K, Cardi B lawsuit. Like these things happen.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah. But then also if you're attacking her business and her livelihood, she can sue the hell out of you for that. So I don't know who would be silly enough to just sue somebody just to have your name in a headline. And if you are that silly, then we got to check you in somewhere because that is
but if they drop Yes, if they dropped the suit, that tells me there was nothing there. Because if there was something there, why would they drop it unless it was settled financially, which they would probably say, "Oh, we're gonna settle this and just move on." Like I would assume, I'm not a lawyer, obviously, but I would assume there would be some sort of record of that, rather than it just saying it was dropped. Like a settlement is not dropped.
Well, unless, and the only other thing that I could think of is if somebody wanted to settle something about their business without having their business disparaged and having like that scarlet letter on your business for
Mhm.
future investors. If you did settle something outside, it's like, okay, we're going to agree on a number, and then this is going to be in sealed documents. We're not going to continue the conversation, and you're going to sign a mutual non-disparagement where you are no longer going to talk about our business. You're going to move on, no press, no nothing. And then that's a way to move forward without affecting future investors, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah, if it was signed and done like that and moved on, but we're still talking about it because it's in the headlines. So I feel like where there's a smoke, there's fire, but at the same time, like if they dropped it, so another one, there's that other Orange County lawsuit right now with Katie and that shot glass.
The tee shot.
Yeah, the tee shot that was called like the golf shot at first, basically a cheater brand. After the whole thing about this lawsuit came out, there's like a little disclaimer at the end that says nothing was filed officially. So like, yeah, all these people are having all these conversations, but if nothing's been filed, why are we talking about it? Like,
oi, oi, oi. Okay. Well, Ashley, I feel like we've lasted an hour. Do you remember the what was it? It was like the date bus or whatever, where they would come off the bus and like they'd be like, "Oh, next," and then like if you lasted like yeah, and if you would do the date and you lasted like 32 minutes, they would be like, "Okay, well, Ashley, you lasted 32 minutes, so you can either take the $32 or go on a second date with me."
I would go on the second date. I think we're going on multiple dates at this point.
Let's just go on the dates. It's fun.
We're going on the date.
Listen, I'll cover 2 drinks wherever we go. That'll be more than $32. You're good.
Oh, perfect. I hear Charleston isn't cheap.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, if you don't know Ashley, will you let them know? I'm going to start with your Instagram. We're going to go from there.
Check out Instagram. This is Imani. She's my business partner. It's this way. She's amazing. She takes care of most of the social media. We were just in LA this week. We have a lot of content coming your way. We ate at Something About Her. We ate at Jax's, Tom Tom, Sir. We did all the things. We went to both Bravo experiences, the like photo op thing, and we went to the drag brunch. So there is a lot. That's me with the Toms. And I have a new best friend, and her name is Victoria Lee Robinson. You guys, I stan Victoria. Like, she is a girl's girl. I am such a fan. That's my girl. You guys, I was not expecting to leave like president of the Victoria Lee Robinson fan club, but here I am. She's amazing. I had a great time at Schwartz and Sandy's. They had a viewing party, and yeah, it was awesome. We're going to be covering all of it. So this was one of the articles we put out from our trip. So there's more coming.
All right. All right, guys. And again, happy Friday.
Friday.
Happy Friday. Yes.
I love your pause. I love when I listen to your show and you're like happy. And then like, I know he's looking for what day it is in his mind, and it's happy Friday.
They all blend in at this point.
But I used to teach kindergarten, and the kids like knew like 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 38, 39, 40. And that's what you remind me of. And it's cute. The charming part, not the kindergarten part. You're a very smart young man.
I want to tell you guys really quick. We are headed down to Orlando tomorrow. And my dad lives in Orlando. For those of you guys who don't know, my dad and my stepmom and my step siblings, some of them. And we were supposed to go down today. And I called my dad and I said, "What are you guys doing tomorrow? Because we'll come and hang out with you guys." And my dad's like, "Well, me and the family and your sisters, we have a day planned. We're doing a yard sale." And I was like, "Oh my God, that is so crazy. What time does that end?" Well, that's wild. We have laundry. I didn't even realize the laundry that we had to do. So We'll be there after that. And I was talking to a friend and they're like, what's a yard sale? I'm like, okay. It's a sale that's in a yard. What are you talking about? You don't know a yard sale? This is crazy to me.
How do you not know a yard sale?
I don't, because my friend lives in the clouds and I love her for it.
Love that journey for you.
Yeah. But guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And also don't forget to go check out tasteofreality.com and also all of the social medias that follow. Ashley and her business partner, Amani, are absolutely crazy when it comes to the content because they just keep bringing it all day. And I respect the hell out of the work hustle. So,
Thank you. Thank
yes.
you. Is it even work if you enjoy what you do?
No.
It is still work. It is
Yeah,
still
yeah.
work.
Yeah,
but
it's still
fun
work.
It's fun
It's
work.
still work. But I love you guys and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.